What are the eating habits after bariatric surgery? There are dietary changes that occur after all weight loss surgeries. It can be broken down into the immediate post-op period, which is usually a 6-week period, and then from 6 weeks on, which is considered more of your permanent dietary changes. The immediate post-op period, we take patients through phases of their diet where they start out with liquids and slowly progress to pureed food, soft food, and regular food. We do have a dietary manual that describes each phase of the diet, and you meet with the dietitian usually 2 or 3 times to review that in the dietary manual. The permanent changes that you go through, meaning after the 6-week mark, are key to you having success in the long term. And the permanent changes can be broken down into a few different categories. Number one permanent dietary change is really lots of protein intake. Protein does a lot of things to support the cause of weight loss and health. Number one, it provides muscle maintenance, and our goal for weight loss is to lose fat, not muscle. So high protein will allow you to retain muscle. And number two, it helps keep your metabolism up. And then number three, it does give you a feeling of fullness longer. So my general recommendation is after weight loss surgery, your portions will be much smaller, and anywhere between, say, 3 to 5 ounces of food would generally fill you up. And these vary a little bit in recommendations depending on the kind of weight loss surgery that you had, whether it was a restrictive procedure such as the sleeve gastrectomy or more of a malabsorptive and restrictive procedure, which the diets are a little bit more different between those two. But generalities would be high protein. And when you eat a plate of food, we usually recommend that you fill up the majority of the plate with a protein source. And then the other sources of nutrients on that plate would be vegetables, and maybe a small amount of carbohydrates are generally what we recommend. And general habits would be to finish the protein first to make sure you get all of the protein in, and then the other items on your plate you can finish as you feel hungry or not. Some other rules would be when you're full, stop eating. You don't have to eat everything on the plate, so make sure you eat small amounts and slowly. And if you take small bites, really chew your food, you'll notice that you get full at a much smaller amount than larger amounts. And that works now before even having weight loss surgery. Patients experience that same phenomenon. But we particularly like to do that after weight loss surgery. The other thing is if you eat too quickly, you can damage things depending on how quickly after surgery this occurs. As a review, the eating habits we recommend would be to eat small portions after weight loss surgery, chew your food really well and take your time with meals. Protein is the main source of macronutrients on your plate. And then we like small plates, small utensils. If you do that, you're much less likely to overeat or feel the need to overeat. And we do have a recommended plate size that we review at our program with you that can go over how much of that plate should contain protein. As general health recommendations, we like high fiber foods and low sugar foods. Try to avoid processed foods if possible. That is a general health measure. And then stay hydrated. Generally, we don't like to drink a lot of liquids with meals. It can make you get full too quickly, and also mix with the food, and then the food will pass out of the stomach more quickly, and then you get hungry much more sooner. But between meals, we do recommend that you stay hydrated and drink water regularly. One of the last most important habits is to track your diet and what you're eating. I think a scale is a great idea for patients to track the amount of macronutrients such as protein they're getting in, and a great way to track how much they're eating to make sure that they're eating the correct amount. So for more information about bariatric surgery or eating habits after bariatric surgery, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or social media.